Yo, good stuff. I got the place you guys for the college football games on Friday. We got two more plays that we're going to hop into in this video. First, before we do, we just barely pushed on Thursday Night Football. We were one Eckler target away from cashing and turning 100 into over $300. So, because we pushed, let's run it back again. We got two more picks in this video, and we're going to be trying to take 100 and turn it into over $300 without using any of your guys' own money. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about how to do that in a second. First, make sure to drop a like on this video, guys. Obviously, like always, it's free. It takes 1 second to do. I appreciate it so much. The love and support on this channel has been insane so far during the football season. So thank you guys so much. Just make sure to drop a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel either. I post these free pick videos for you guys every single day, and it's going to help you out. We cashed a ton of people out on Monday Night Football. Almost cashed a ton of people out on Thursday Night Football, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. So, talking about how to get your $100 for free, because like I said, we're going to try to take 100, turn it into over 300 without using any of your own money. What I mean by that is if you download the Sleeper or the Parlay Play app right now and use promo code GHOST when you sign up, they will give you a $100 deposit match on each app. So that could literally be $200 right now if you guys want for completely free. Again, each app maybe takes 5 minutes to sign up and $100 for each app. So when you sign up, it's going to ask you right away if you have a promo code. Just make sure to type in code GHOST before you deposit. It has to be code GHOST and it has to be before you deposit. As long as you do that correct, again, $100 deposit match on Sleeper, $100 deposit match on Parlay Play. And Sleeper, as you can see right here, will give you a 0.5 Patrick Mahomes square to help you cash even more right here. So that should be a free cash for you guys right there. And then again, up to $200 for completely free when you use code GHOST. Those links to those apps are down below in the description of this video. So make sure just go download those apps, use code GHOST, deposit. And then if you want to deposit the full $100 and tail and ride this play with us, throw the full $100 down on this play if you want. And if it cashes, you cash for over $300. But we'll talk more about that later in the video. So let's hop into the two plays. So we got a couple good games tonight. We got Kansas State, we got Arizona. That's going to be a good game. And then way later in the night, we got UCLA, New Mexico. That's going to be an okay game. And we'll talk more about that in a second because I want to get into this Kansas State and Arizona game first. So when I'm looking at this game, especially on Friday nights where you don't have a ton of different players or a ton of different teams going, you really want to look for these teams and what they're known for, what they're best at, and what they've been doing very good so far in this season. The one thing I've noticed for the Kansas State team right now, Avery Johnson at quarterback. If you watch this team at all last season, he was so good at running the football. I mean, this guy's a running quarterback at heart. He's done it his entire career. So far this season, they have a new offensive coordinator. He has not been running the ball as much recently. So it's kind of interesting. We're seeing his yards at 39.5. That is way lower than it normally is. If you were taking him last season, he was always above 50. I mean, I saw him at 56.5, up towards 59.5. Sometimes I've seen him at 60 or 61.5 rushing yards last season, especially towards the end of the year, because you could see, I mean, he was killing it right here. Now, getting into this season, again, that first game against Iowa State in Ireland, weird situation, weird game. He didn't have a ton of design runs for himself. So he only had 21 yards. This game against North Dakota, I mean, he played pretty good at 43 yards. And then against Army right here, 14 yards. But Army is normally pretty good at shutting down the run because that's just what they do. They run the ball and they shut down the run. That's just what they're known for. So now he's playing an Arizona team who I'm actually going to go back and tell you guys, I'm going to find it real quick, what Arizona's been giving up because they have not been good at stopping the run for opposing quarterbacks. So if you look at, they just played Weber State, absolutely killed them. Obviously, Weber State is just trash can of a team. I mean, it's not even a real game. I don't know why we're playing this game. They won 48-3. That's just stupid, ridiculous. But anyway, the Weber State quarterback in that game had 9 carries for 39 yards. So his line's at 39.5 on Kansas State with obviously a way better O-line. And then obviously way better runner than Gilkey on Weber State, right? So if Gilkey on Weber State can have 9 carries and go for 39 yards, if Avery Johnson doesn't do this, he needs to hang it up. He needs to never play football again because I would just be absolutely shocked. I would not understand it. And I'll even go back to the first game they played against Hawaii. Hawaii's starting quarterback in that game got hurt. The backup comes into the game, and the backup takes off 2 different times for 11-plus yards on the ground. So, I mean, they've given up a lot of rushing yards in the first 2 games so far to really bad teams and really bad running quarterbacks. Now you're playing a team who isn't as good as we thought they were, but they're still better than Weber State, right? And then you have Avery Johnson, who's a really good running quarterback. 39.5 rushing yards just seems too low. I think after the first few weeks, they're dropping his line down, but I do think that he's going to step it up now, especially because the one thing I really want to know is the fact that, like I said, the offense coordinators knew this year they're not doing as many designed runs. They literally said at the beginning of the year they wanted to keep Avery Johnson safe. At the beginning of last season, he was getting banged up really bad, had to get taken out of games later in the season. So they want to try to keep him healthy this year. You're 1-2 now. So you got to put all your cards on the table. You don't have the option to try to not run your quarterback. If you have to run your quarterback 20 times a game to win the game, you're going to do that. You have to do that. Again, you're 1-2 in the Big 12. You don't have an option. You don't have a chance or a choice. So you have to take Avery Johnson and run him as many times as it takes. And I do think they're going to do that in this game. And Avery Johnson should have a good game and go over 39.5 rushing yards. So we're going to take him right there. I do want to look at the rushing yards for the Kansas State back, Dylan Edwards, who's still hurt. I'm very unfortunate. I want him to come back because I want to take his rushing yards when he does. But regardless of that, second play we're taking. This is a very interesting video, very interesting second pick. It gets weird on Friday night in college football, man. I can't say anything else. We're going to go to Ncaa Imaliava, okay? I low-key think I just killed that. But Ncaa, we're taking him over on 45.5 rushing yards, obviously transferring over from Tennessee. I didn't think he was that good on Tennessee last year passing the ball, but he was pretty good at running the ball on Tennessee. Now over on UCLA, the UCLA offense so far this season has looked horrible. They are a dumpster fire. I don't even know what's going on over there. But the one thing they have done well is Ncaa running the ball. He's had in his first two games, as you can see, 47 yards against Utah, which is very impressive against a really good Utah defense. 59 rushing yards, again, very impressive against a pretty solid UNLV defense, really underrated defense in my opinion. So I love the fact that he's already gone over this twice against pretty solid defenses, especially Utah is a very stellar defense. He went over in both those games. Now he's playing a New Mexico team who I'll also go back for them and read what they've been giving up. I mean, they've been giving up a lot of yards to running quarterbacks as well. New Mexico last week against Idaho State gave up, 11 carries and 60 yards to Idaho State's quarterback, which is insane. And then obviously the first game was against Michigan. Underwood doesn't like to run the ball, so I'm not even going to look at that. But if Idaho State is getting 11 carries, 60 yards with their quarterback, Ncaa, who just did it against Utah and UNLV, should definitely and easily be able to go over against this New Mexico team. So we're hoping for both quarterbacks in this game again. Weird slip. I don't think I've ever done a two-man with just running quarterbacks, but we're going to try it out here on Friday night with, little games, little players to bet on. You got to do what you got to do. And both these matchups for these running quarterbacks look really good. Ncaa especially has done really good so far in this season running the ball. Avery not as good as last season, but because of that, his line is bumped way down than it normally is. So I like both these quarterbacks to go over their rushing yards. So these are the plays I got for you guys for Friday night. Again, links are down below. Go download Sleeper and Parlay Play. Use code GHOST. And again, if you want, up to you guys. I'm not telling you to do this, but if you want to have some fun and you want to make this decision to do this, you can take the $100 you get for free, throw it down on this play. On Parlay Play, this is what it looks like. On Sleeper, this is what it looks like. They're both paying out more than Prizepicks. Obviously, Prizepicks is going to pay $100 for $300. Parlay Play and Sleeper are paying $317 and $327. So these apps pay you more. Their payouts are better. Again, the $100 is for free. So if you take the $100, throw it on this play. If it hits, fantastic. If it misses, it is what it is. It wasn't even your money anyway. It's just free money to bet with. So again, like I said, we were really close to cashing Thursday Night Football with the 100 to 335. We're going to try it again here on Friday night and hopefully cash this time. But again, these links are down below in the description. Just make sure to use code GHOST. You get a ton of free money, free squares. And again, like I said, the payouts 99% of the time are better than Prizepicks anyway. So I would recommend to have the apps regardless. But links are down below. Just make sure to use code GHOST. And hopefully, guys, if you do that, we can finally turn the 100 into over $300 in this video like we were so close to doing on Thursday Night Football. With that being said, these are the two plays I got for you guys for the games on Friday night. Good luck, Larry Betts, and I'll catch you next video.